What is up, everyone? Welcome to another video, and here we're going to be discussing about dressing your age. So this is one big mistake that some people do, not most people, but yeah, some of them do. And you don't want to be looking on the extreme, like you really don't want to be looking on the extreme side because I don't know if you're looking way too young, or if you're dressing funny, or if you're not really, you know, um, if you're not giving out that appearance, because it's, see, whatever you're dressing, it's purely your mindset, it just comes out. So if you're not really reflecting your standard that you have set in your mind, then it's not going to be in congruence, and that's not going to be in line or in sync with your actual being. So the way you dress, the way you carry yourself is nothing but the reflection of your mind, and it really shows what kind of a person you are, what's your character, what's your trait, what's your your dress speaks a lot about you. And you don't want to be looking or dressing too old or too young. Okay, and I'm not trying to set a very mediocre standard over here. Please explore, please explore your options. There is nothing wrong with that, but the only thing is like the style statement or individuality is very subjective, and to me what is right might not be right for the other person. As long as you're feeling comfortable and you are able to carry with whatever you're wearing, you're perfect. But again, please take a secondary look. Okay, so yeah, dressing your age. So the only thing that I want to tell you before we get down to it is, um you don't want to be like, you don't want to wear, like, you need to dress according to your age. Okay, not the age that you want to be. Not, you don't want to be, like, you don't want to dress to the age that you want to be, or you don't want to dress to the age that you will become one day. You don't want that. Okay, so you got to dress for your age. So how are you going to design it? Cool, let's get down. So in your 20s, there's no much restriction, because simply because there is like a lot of changes that's happening. So if you are in your 20s watching this video, I want you to try out a lot of stuff. Okay, but be mindful about your environment, because you could be an aspiring IAS officer. Okay, or you could be an aspiring, I don't know, you could be aspiring a corporate banker, or you could be aiming for like an entrepreneur. So whatever the lifestyle that you are going to live, if you have a pretty good idea about what kind of a lifestyle that you're going to live, then it's good. It is good, but still I want you to try it. Yes, there is a small mistake in this etiquette. Anyway, in your 20s, all I want you to do is just keep trying things out. Don't just stick with one, and don't be afraid to try it. Just keep trying it out, like this, from that to this. See what works well, and try with different types. But if you kind of get one and try sticking with that, and then explore in that particular genre, not genre, but try to explore in from that particular type. Okay, so in your 20s, all I want you to do is just keep trying out. Okay, and the second thing, why I want to tell you is just keep trying, is simply because there are a lot of body changes that's happening, your environment, your lifestyle changes that's happening, the food changes that can happen, the mindset changes that is happening. These things are like for certain. Every boy, when he becomes a man, there are changes that's happening, hormonal changes that's happening, and definitely there's a lot of mindset changes. So if you ask me, like in my 20s, what exactly I was wearing apart from the office wear, the formal wear, I was into baggy, because I was, like I was heavily influenced by the rap and hip hop when I was growing up. So the dress that I wear, I used to wear the Yankee hat, I used to wear the hoodie, I used to wear the baggy clothes, the jerseys, all of that kind of thing. Why? Because I was influenced by the rap and hip hop. That's what I listened while I was growing up. So it just stuck with me, and I try to, get into that particular lifestyle. Not exactly like that lifestyle, but you get the point, right? But eventually what happened was, like, I think it was 20 like 29, 30, something like that. So this girl, my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, she just came in and she told that, you know what, I want to buy you something. I want to buy you dress. We're going to buy some dress. And I thought she was going to buy me a shirt and a pant, and that's it. But she had like a big plan, and we were on a shopping for an entire day. And she bought me like crazy amount of dresses which I have never worn. I didn't know how to wear it in my entire life. I have never worn it. So, but that day was like, it changed everything. Okay. And she put a man in me. So until then I was a kid. And from then on, she put a man in me. So that changed pretty much everything. And I was being more contained than I was being very loose. Okay. So I want you to try a few things, a lot of things, in fact, and just see what fits you. But in your 20s, again, the reason why I'm asking you to do the tryouts and experiment a lot of areas, simply because I want you to figure out what you really are comfortable. Okay. And then when you try out, when you keep trying things out, you will create an individuality for yourself. And most people that you associate with in your workplace, with your friends, among your family, among your I don't know, wherever you're going, in your club, in your gym, or wherever you're going, right? So you should be known, like, for your dressing, you should be known for something, like one particular type. You don't want to be looking normal. You don't want to be looking like common, like something. You should be looking like a classy gentleman. And trust me, but a man, you don't want to look funny. You don't want to. Okay. So you need to create an individuality. So for you to create an individuality, that will happen only in your 30s, or probably the beginning of your 30s. Okay. So do the tryouts, because all these changes are happening. And when you keep experimenting it, you'll eventually figure out what you really want to look like. Create one or two styles, probably even three, and stick with that. Okay. And that is in your 20s. Now let's get down to the 30s. What or how you should be looking like, or what you should exactly do in your 30s, right? Most of you are watching this video, you fall into this category. So let's get down right into it. So in your 30s, if you're just below 35, I want you to create a signature style for yourself. And this is important if you are at your workplace. If you're really at your workplace, I want you to create a signature style. Most times, if people are talking about you, they should have something, they should get something about you in their mind. All right. And they don't want to make faces even in their mind where they think about you, like not bad or ugly faces, like, ooh, not like that. Okay. So every time when people think about you, they should have like, oh, that man, like, wow, like that, like a respected man, like someone who has like a great opinion. Not exactly fear. I would not say fear, but yeah, there's nothing wrong in having that perception as well. Respect, definitely. Like, happiness, cheerful. You should be known for the right things. You should be really known for the right things. So develop a signature style. When you're stepping out, just say that, am I looking like $1 million? Am I looking like a 9? Will I be able to interview with the most prestigious person in the world? Like, I want you to ask these questions, right? I mean, we spoke about that in the earlier videos. So develop a signature style. I want you to stick with that. Like 1 or 2 styles, or probably even 3, but not beyond that. You don't want to keep trying in your 30s like that. Okay. The second one is dress well for all occasions, regardless of whatever the occasions that you face, regardless of whatever the occasions that you go. I want you to be dressing to the point. Like, don't overdo it. That's one rule that I keep telling it all the time. You don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to look like you have tried, like you have been in front of the mirror for like 2 hours. I have seen men wearing lipstick. Like, you don't want to be that person. Okay. I don't know why I said that, but I have really seen it. Okay. So you got to be like smooth, and you got to be sharp. And those are the questions that you should be asking. So regardless of whatever the occasion is, you never know whom you're going to meet. You never know what kind of conversation, because the perception is formed in 17 milliseconds, and you don't want to be looking shitty. Okay. So you got to be like sharp, like an edge of a razor blade. That's how you should be looking. And no bling, no slogans on your t-shirt. Like, you need to stay away from all the fluorescent colors and shiny wares and all that. I just told you about that one shiny wear, the fluorescent color that I was wearing. So I I don't want you to do that. I mean, not in your 30s, because it just gives such a cheap appearance to the overall thing, and the people's perception will entirely change the moment they see you with any of these things. All right. And avoid worn out clothes, toned jeans, not heavy. If you're into this kind of thing, that's okay, but don't go heavy on this. Like, don't make it look like that's going to stand out beyond you. Don't make it look like that the toned jeans is going to stand out beyond you. Don't make it very noticeable. Okay. And stay away from all the flashy sneakers, like heavy blingy sneakers. All right. The next one is dress casually. When you're dressing casually, they will treat you casually, and you got to be prepared for that. Like, if you just take it very casual, if you're not really taking your dressing very seriously, if you're not, then people will treat you casually, right? Always look your best, especially for your career advancement. Okay. If people want to even consider you when they're talking about a promotion, or when they're talking about anything in your workplace, and if they want you to have in their mind, you got to look best. Not one day, not one-off days, all the time. All the time. Even in your casual days, you got to be looking the best. I didn't say formal, but you got to be looking the best even on a casual day. Okay. So that's pretty much it for your. And always aim, like, whenever you're gathering your clothes in your wardrobe, just look for the quality than the quantity. Even if you have like 4 or 5 shirts, good, but quality should be like perfect. Most people, what they do is like, okay, you know what, I can buy 2 shirts for 2000 rupees instead of buying 1 shirt for 2000 rupees. I'll wear it twice. So it's okay. But what about the fitting? What does this shirt can bring you? If this shirt alone is going to bring you, I don't know, like a new job, of course you need to have the substance. Only the style will not happen. But if this can add that, you got 9 with your skills. Let's say that you're going for an interview. Okay. You got 9 with your skills, with the way you talk, the way you communicate, your body language, your eye contact, everything was like awesome. All right. You got a 9, and you don't want to lose that job just because your shirt was not good. Right. So that's okay. Go ahead. Always quality over quantity. Cool. So that's pretty much it for the 30s. And now let's get down to the 40s. So 40s, first of all, you don't want to try out a lot of stuff, at least not at this age. So you want to stick with, always have that thing in your mind, like you got to be the classy person. You are a classy person, and you are going to be dressing accordingly. Like, there's no change in that. Okay. That's the first thing. And then you want to find a balance. So you don't want to be looking too young, at least not like the blingy chains and the t-shirt and everything, or you don't want to look too old. Like, you don't want to be wearing loose clothes and like all of that, because it make you look unhealthy. So you don't want that. Like, you don't want this or that. Okay. The next one is, don't show desperateness to show midlife crisis. I have seen this. I have seen a lot of people in their 40s. Either they just look like they give up, like they gave up in their life, like it's just gone and I can't do anything about it, that kind of a look. Or they try really hard to stick in their 30s. I mean, in their teens. They try really hard. So you should never show the desperateness of the midlife crisis. Sometimes people tend to stick with same line as clothing. I mean, same line of clothing as in their what they're wearing in their 20s. And that gives that really shows that you're desperate, that you don't want to show your age. And it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Okay. It just doesn't feel right. Number 3, simple. Just be simple, but not too flat. The thumb rule is always look sharp. Always look sharp. Okay. Make sure the clothes are fitting, not too loose, not too tight, and be in shape. That will reduce your age to at least 5 to 8 years, probably even 10 years. Okay. Be fit and try to be sharp, like always too sharp, but don't go too flat with your dress. That's not a good thing. Don't go too flat, but be simple. Don't decorate yourself. Like it's a very bad thing to do. Okay. Accessories. We're going to be covering about the accessories in the coming videos, but accessories, just stick with minimal. Again, don't bling up, don't doll up. So just stick with a few, but classic ones. All right. A light chain with the platinum, or if you are into that, or if you're like, I don't know, like the watch and cufflinks, and that's it. Okay. Few accessories. Wear a watch all the time. Not all the time, but wear a watch. If there's an occasion, just make sure you wear a watch. No matter, like, don't go, I mean, you can go into all these Fitbit and all these electronic stuff, but wear a classic watch, like an analog one. Okay. It gives you some level of, I don't know, like there's something to it. Okay. So we'll be talking about the watch in the coming videos. That's pretty much it for the 40s. Thank you for your learning, and I will see you on the next video.